Pack your things. We're heading for Tokyo.
Sweet! We're going on vacation!
Hello, everyone. Rascal Entertainment's here.
And Mama Entertainments. Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're talking about the special TV movie that brought the conclusion to the TV show Teen Titans.
That movie is Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, which shows the team traveling to Japan to stop a new villain and once thought myth, Brushogun, from taking over the world. Also, this film gives a big spotlight to Starfire and the conclusion to the shipping arc we thought would never end.
I was like, oh wait, we gotta have this too.
So this was a pretty awesome movie from the time that it came out.
Yes.
It was really different from anything that had been ever done for a television series to have a finale that was a special movie.
Right, and after that, all these different shows followed where now you have to have like a 2-part finale, hour-long finale, TV movie finale. You gotta have something really big when you end your series now.
Right. The sad thing for me was this was the ending.
Yeah.
And the way it was made, they could have even continued to season 6 because it was kind of left to the where it could have been built upon, but unfortunately they didn't.
Right, because there were many reasons that it was canceled, like either Warner Brothers or Cartoon Network, or there was the sales of the toys or something, and there was just so many different reasons they claimed that the show went off, and people were kind of surprised with how the show ended as the series, and then the announcement came later of the movie is like a complete conclusion.
And since you've already watched the podcast, our Spotlight podcast for the seasons 1 through 5, we won't discuss any of that. We're just strictly going to discuss the finale movie.
Right.
So, tell us what the arc was for this finale movie.
Okay, well, the movie kind of starts off with this new villain showing up, and you're kind of thinking it's one of their, their rogues gallery, like in Troll Freak or something, and then you see this pink and blue colored guy, and he's throwing these colored bombs everywhere and blowing stuff up, and they keep trying to stop him, but it's like he's always one step ahead of them.
Right.
And he never really speaks either. He's kind of silent the whole time. He even gets to a point where he destroys most of the tower. And Cyborg, of course, is like in despair.
Of course.
And then when they finally catch him, they get this little translator in an interrogation room, which was never introduced until now. Like, good job introducing it at the end of the show. And then the translator from Japanese to English, that if he didn't, destroy them, he would be erased. And he told him it was this guy called Brushogun, and he had to escape from him. So he said if he's gonna be a threat to America, that means they gotta go to the source in Japan. And Beast Boy takes it as a vacation. We're going on vacation. This is not a vacation. We're here on a mission.
Beast Boy, it was. It might as well have been. The way it went for him, it was a vacation.
Right. So yeah, they finally get to Tokyo, and then the first thing they get to, which is like the standard of Japan now, they have to fight off this Godzilla-style monster.
Right.
Like, of course they do.
They had to get some Godzilla love.
Right.
They had to.
And seeing that the show is heavily inspired by anime, it only makes sense that they would go there. And they, of course, have to help take it down. And then they find this kind of like SWAT team style group, I guess, that specializes in all these giant dangers, led by, what was his name? Jiaozhou. Who's this, I guess, the head detective of the group. And he kind of lets them know, like, oh no, we have everything under control. And like, yeah, the giant monster came, you didn't come.
We don't need your help. That was the way he acted.
Yeah, you didn't need help because you clearly didn't do a darn thing until they took it down for you.
You need to, this is official police business. You need to enjoy your vacation, and stay out of it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No.
And people was like, okay, and he gets to mess around with everything, and
I loved how they had all of the Tokyo culture. Yuli, you're gonna love this movie, and they showed animated versions of all the different points of interest for Tokyo. So it was really great. It was wonderfully made, and I liked the balance they had between the fun
Mm-hmm.
and the seriousness, with the case that was going on. It was
Right.
a great balance.
And Robin, of course, didn't want to give up. He said, if there was nobody supposed to be here, why would he send us here to stop him if they have it under control?
Right.
So Robin finally decides that they all should split up, look for clues all around the city, and then it kind of breaks down to each character having
Right.
their own little arc.
Right.
They have a Beast Boy, of course. He wanted to go to the comic book company, but it was closed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, it also brings us to a line that he also said earlier in the movie. He said, when do we get to see the Great Wall? And Raven said, never. It's in China. Oh. He wanted to go to the comic book company, but it was closed. And he ends up following around this girl who's dressed up like a school student. And she keeps calling him otaku. He said, otaku? That means I'm cute, right? And he just follows her all around this city until he gets to a point where he's shoving this karaoke bar. Mm-hmm. And he sings the English translation of the Japanese song for Teen Titans. And people thought, like, is he just making up crap on the spot?
And we get to find out how silly the lyrics are.
Like, yeah, no, this is the real song in Japanese. They're like, oh, gosh. And poor Beast Boy doesn't realize otaku means geek. She was calling him a geek.
That's okay. He is. He's a lovable geek. And she probably meant it in the most lovable way.
Well, until it turned out to be a villain, Catwoman villainess.
Yeah.
Then they had Cyborg, who went to this all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant, and he was constantly
like Homer Simpson.
Yeah, he was constantly eating. Eventually, the guy said, "You go now. You eat too much food. You will put me out of business." And eventually, he just started feeding him garbage, like stuff that's not edible. He was still eating it, and finally, he had enough and tried to destroy him because he was like, "You gonna put me out there and get out of my restaurant."
It was like Homer Simpson. And that was a shout out to Homer. Like
he
did in the
he said
episode
the sign. He said the sign says all you can eat, and I'm still hungry. So I was directly, yeah.
Right.
Raven had a smaller one. She was actually trying to look up information about Brushogun since no one seemed to have heard of him.
Right.
And she had this small funny scene where it said I can read. She can read all these languages. You have anything I can read. She could read everything I think except Japanese. Mm-hmm. And the guy gave her this little piece of gum. And that's what she agrees, the Super Twinkle Donkey Gum.
Right.
And it turned out later on at the end of the movie, you find out she actually became the mascot for the gum somehow. And that was hilarious. And then, of course, we had Robin and Starfire. They had a little arc. They kind of went around sightseeing for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then we, of course, got to the shipping part of the movie. It was like, oh, gosh, here we go. And it's clear they like each other, but they're heroes, and they can't. It's like, is this Young Justice before Young Justice or something?
Teen angst.
Right? Like, of course we gotta get into this.
Right.
But it also are being followed by Brushogun's minions who are these, like, multicolored caricatures that are chasing them. Like, one looks like Astro Boy, one was a play on Catwoman, and some were, like, based off of comics from America and Japan.
Mm-hmm. And that was really interesting too. We had never seen anything like that. They were doing battle with all these ink forms.
Right, and they were just as pretty much realistic as actual human.
And they could kick butt just as well as they could.
Right, because it was pretty hard for them to beat by themselves. And imagine when they all came together. Mm-hmm. Eventually, Robin ends up fighting one of these drawings, and it gets in a really intense battle, and he kind of knocks him out. But unfortunately, it looks like he gets so much ink and stuff on him. It's pink ink, but to the citizens of Japan, it looked like he had killed him. So he ended up being arrested for a murder that didn't even happen. And then the Titans ended up having to go find him because he had also, Brushogun also broke him out of prison. Mm-hmm. And they were looking all across the city for him because he had gone to hiding. Right. And he ends up in this biker bar somehow. And he takes one of the bikes, he's on the run from the police. I guess they had their misunderstood bad boy segment of the movie. Right. And eventually they find him, and Raven finds a book that shows the history of Brushogun, which is supposed to be an ancient myth about a man who fell in love with this drama woman he made. Right. And he made so much of it, eventually he turned to dark arts to bring her to life. Mm-hmm. And he ended up getting corrupted, and he could have the power to turn all of his drawings to life.
Right. So I think Brushogun, for me, symbolized Slade in the end, because they had been battling Slade all through the series.
Right.
And he was just as formidable a foe in this final movie as Slade was. And if you look at the case itself, you'll see it really is a call out to Slade looking at it.
Right, with the darkest sinister villain.
Right.
It's like, who's this guy? You're thinking Slade till you read it or you watch it. Like, oh wait, it's not Slade.
Right.
This guy knows them almost in and out, and they've
Right.
never seen him before.
And he was, I mean, almost impossible to beat. He was cunning. He was deceptive. Again, it was Slade. It was Japanese Slade.
Right. And eventually they find out where to find Brushogun after they got to this little Japanese chase montage. Which, shout out to that Benny Hill thing they do in America. So they had this thing.
Benny Hill is from Great Britain.
Right. Oh, God. Sorry for the mix-up there. And they're being chased all around the city by the police, by crazy Japanese fangirls, by crazy chefs, and just everybody, and the Brushogun mans, and they're just being chased all over the city by just everything. And it's one big hilarious montage, of course, with the sung over by Puffy Yami-Yumi.
Right.
And unfortunately, the only thing I regret they didn't have them appear as themselves in the movie.
That
Like, do a
cute.
scene, like, go to a concert, or they see them on the screen, like, they look familiar or something, and then they
Right.
have them in animated form like they did with their cartoon.
Right, that would have been cool. But they didn't do it.
Now, eventually, they do face off Brushogun, and things aren't what they seem. We won't reveal the big twist with Brushogun. You just have to watch the movie to find out if you haven't already seen it.
Right.
But it's pretty big because there were no hints to this reveal whatsoever. Like, nowadays you are given clues and hints and like something's up. But now, but with this movie, you are surprised.
And that was
of the outcome.
wonderful that
Right.
you didn't know exactly what was going to happen.
Right, and they end up having this big final battle with all the drawings that Brushogun created, and he can just do it at the tip of his finger, and he make 5 drawings at once instead of just 1 or 2.
Right. I think what's really great about this movie also is you do not have to have watched the other 5 seasons of the series in order to see this movie. It stands alone great. Fans who have watched the series know that it's a send-off, it's a buy. But if you haven't watched the series and you just want to see this movie for itself, you can do it.
Right.
And you won't lose out on understanding anything because we've just told you that they had a ship for 5 seasons and finally was addressed. And other than that, you don't need to know anything else about the TV series.
Yeah, and like I said, it does a great job of staying alone. And it's not like with My Little Pony in the movie where you gotta watch that or watch something before you can be caught up with something else.
Right.
You can just watch this by itself or watch it after the series is over, and there's like no connection between them that makes it lost.
Right. So this may be a great way to introduce yourself to the series if you've never seen it. Watch Trouble in Tokyo as the movie, and then when you love the movie, then you're really going to want to run and start with season 1 of Teen Titans.
Right.
So this is just a testament to how great this series was. It was a testament to the voice actors, the writers, the animators. And again, deep in my heart, I still hope at some point in the future, now they've brought back Young Justice season 3, that they will bring back a season 6 of Teen Titans, or season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right. I hope so too, because with the spin-off Teen Titans Go, they seem to like to mock people who are looking forward to that. Like, they had a joke that saying, since when does people use TV to lie? Then they had a title card saying, Teen Titans season 6 coming soon. I was like, oh, I was low.
Well, guess what? Since when have you want to use TV to make money? You will make a lot of money if you put out additional seasons. So,
Right.
money talks. Just give us the additional seasons. Then you'll be making double the money with Teen Titans Go and original Teen Titans.
Right.
Duh.
Now, this movie is available on Amazon to buy, and it includes 2 bonus features also. It includes the Lost Episode, which is just titled The Lost Episode, which introduces a new villain called Punk Rocket. And it's not the usual 22-minute. It's more of like a 10-minute or less episode.
Right.
And the Robin's Underworld Race Challenge, which is basically one of those click games where you have to choose up, down, left, or right to guide Robin through the highway and avoid crashing into something.
Right. But you can get it for a great price. It's available for usually under $10. Sometimes
Right.
you've seen it as high as 10. But for 10 or less, this is a great movie to add to your collection. And again, it's a great way to be introduced to this series if you've never watched the original seasons 1 through 5.
Right.
So, thank you so much for joining us this week during Rascal Superhero Month for our superhero podcast on Teen Titans. And join us next week when we will continue our superhero coverage in podcast. We'll surprise you and won't tell you what's coming next.
Right.
But next week, you're really, really going to love it.
See,
but
so much fun.
we love Teen Titans. Teen Titans forever.
Yep. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace. Booyah!
Okay, next time, we're going to Mexico. Go!
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? My man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you